Bill is a young man whose daily routines, perceptions, and dreams are illustrated on screen through multiple split-screen windows, which are in turn narrated by Don Hersfeld. Bill is suffering from an unnamed illness, which interferes with his seemingly mundane life. Bill often has meetings with his ex-girlfriend and had been recently referred to a clinic for his condition. He begins to have intense hallucinations and becomes sicker. To recuperate, Bill's mother comes to take care of him. Bill is then taken to a hospital, where his health fluctuates, confusing his doctor. Bill's doctor concludes that Bill is not going to die, surprising and inconveniencing his relatives. Bill then goes back to work. The film flashes back to Bill's childhood, with the narrator explaining the death of Bill's half-brother Randall, who disappeared into the sea as a child. After Randall's death, Bill's mother soon became fiercely protective of Bill and rarely left home, eventually causing Bill's stepfather to leave. The narrator also details the history of Bill's family, many of whom died young in odd or unpleasant ways. A few days after leaving the hospital, Bill receives a call telling him that his mother had died in a fit of senile hysterics. Bill sees his doctor once again, who unexpectedly finds nothing wrong with him. On his way to lunch, Bill suffers a seizure and collapses. During the seizure, various memories of his infancy and childhood flash before him. Bill is again taken to the hospital, where he is frequently visited by his ex-girlfriend. Bill's new doctor questions him, revealing that Bill cannot remember basic information about his life. Bill has a brain exam, after which he is asked various questions and shown photographs that appear irregular or nonsensical. Bill's doctor explains that Bill is having trouble understanding past tense and present tense, and it is implied that many of his childhood memories and family history could have been confabulated. Bill is allowed to go home for family care, but when he arrives home, no one is there to take care of him. He starts to repeat and then forget various tasks, such as buying food and taking walks, and does not seem to understand that he is ill. Bill's doctor explains that he doesn't have long to live. Bill's outlook on life starkly changes, and he begins to notice more detail in life. This change is complemented by a change in the film's animation. Full-color photography is merged into the scenery. Bill rents a car and drives to his childhood home on instinct. His uncle gives him an address to where he can find his real father, whom he has not seen since childhood. Bill shares a tender moment with his father, forgiving him. The narrator explains that they will never see each other again. Bill continues driving on, more frenzied now, and stops in a forest. He lies down underneath a tree, and the screen cuts to black. The narrator realizes that Bill may be there and refuses to believe that he will. Instead, Bill seems to become immortal. He outlives the human race and the future inhabitants of the earth, surviving until the slow death of the universe, watching the stars blink out one at a time.